Hey there, friends, and welcome to season 2 of the Define Success podcast. I'm your host, Bailey Guy. Join me as we talk all things pageants while empowering you to turn your can'ts into cans and your aspirations into achievements. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to season 2 of Define Success. So, today's episode, since we are finally in December and the Christmas season is finally upon us, I thought it'd be fun to make this episode about things to do around the Christmas season with your title. So, different appearance ideas and volunteering ideas for title holders in particular. I do kind of want this podcast to be for contestants that don't have a title yet, but I also want to throw in some episodes for girls who already have a title and who are looking for things to do with it and ways to get involved in the community once they have that and to be able to represent their organization during the holiday season. So I have some ideas, and the first one revolves around volunteering. So I think this is probably the most self-explanatory and the one that we're all going to think of first, but doing a lot of different things during the holiday season. It's already such a good time to be volunteering, but especially when you have a title, it really can make an impact on people. And I think it's fun to do things that you would never do otherwise. So really putting yourself out of your comfort zone, because there are so many more volunteering opportunities throughout the holiday season, really starting around Thanksgiving all the way into after the new year. There's things to do. So some ideas that I have are ringing the bells for the Salvation Army. I did this a few years ago and it's very cold. So definitely bundle up, bring gloves, and also if you live somewhere really cold, maybe even bring some hand warmers because it will get chilly. But doing the Salvation Army bell ringing is a really great way to also be present in your community, because so many people will pass by you. They'll see the title, they might ask you about it, and it's a really great way to promote your organization that way because you are seen by so many people while doing that. Another thing to do is volunteering for a food bank or some sort of a meal preparation. So I did this a few years ago on Thanksgiving Day. I helped to make turkeys for elderly people in the community, and it was not a clean job. There was lots of it was a dirty job, but it was a lot of fun, and I was all, had turkey grease all over me. But it was fun, and of course we had gloves on. But I had never, stuffed a turkey before and like made a turkey, and so that was a really fun experience. It was definitely out of my comfort zone, but then to know that all of those turkeys got to go to people who need them and people that were in need in the community and elderly people in the community, that was really fulfilling. But I probably wouldn't wear your crown and sash for that one just because you will get kind of messy. So if you do anything like that, also anytime that you are volunteering for something such as a food bank, or when you are one-on-one with people that may be in a state of need, I always think it's best to just not wear your crown and sash during those times, because you really want to make it about them and not about you. And so things like Salvation Army, you can wear your crown and sash, represent your organization and promote it. But if you're going to do something like a food bank, or, something that's a little bit more personal, where you are really like hands-on with somebody who's directly in need, and when you're interacting with people that may really be struggling this season, uh, I think it's best to just not wear the crown and sash. You don't want to make it all about yourself. And um, so yeah, don't draw attention to yourself. Really focus on them. Put all the attention on them, and do whatever you can to make them feel better and feel special and feel loved and taken care of and supported in that moment. So another activity to do is city festivities. So pretty much every city has their different traditions that they do around the Christmas season. So some cities do, well, a lot of cities do a Christmas parade, and a lot of them do a Christmas tree lighting. Last night I went to at the time of recording this, last night I went to the Nashville Christmas tree lighting, and it was so cool. I got to meet the mayor of Nashville. It was a really great opportunity. And so definitely doing things like that. You can always find those online. Just kind of look up your city and then see what kind of fun holiday activities that you can do and where families will be, and kids love to see when we have our crowns on. and take pictures and things like that. And then also being in Christmas parades, I remember when I was younger, that was one of my favorite things to do every single Christmas. And it didn't matter what title I had, it was usually, a really small, it was like, I remember, I think my first time ever being in a Christmas parade, my title was Miss Snow Princess. And I was like, yes, I am living for this. So that is just such a fun activity to be in the Christmas parades. And that also really is a great way of promoting your organization. And yeah, that's so fun. I would recommend also wearing gloves for that one because it will be cold doing all the waving. And fun little story, just a little side note. I actually, one time, I think I was 14 when this happened. I was a freshman in high school, and I actually sprained my wrist while waving in the Christmas parade in my hometown. And I had to wear a splint on my wrist for about 2 weeks afterwards, and every single teacher the next Monday at school asked me what I was wearing around my wrist and what I did, and I was like, "I sprained my wrist waving in the Christmas parade." And so that's definitely a memory I'll never forget. So I guess, always wear gloves if you're gonna do that, and also don't wave your hand too enthusiastically because you might just knock it right out of place. So my next ideas about what to do during the Christmas season is putting all the Christmas treats and the baking to good use. So you can do this by hosting a bake sale or also baking cookies for first responders or police officers or firefighters, anything like that. I remember years ago, I did a bake sale where I made a bunch of cookies and I sold them around my neighborhood. And I made a pretty good amount of money for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. So that was what I put that towards at that time. And so, yeah, you can have a bake sale or you can even do like raffle tickets, anything like that. But I think it's really fun to use Christmas treats because everybody wants to bake some Christmas cookies, but you might not know what to do with, 24 Christmas cookies laying around your house. I mean, you might need all of them, but it might be fun to sell some to make some money for a charity or to be able to donate some of those or bring them and make, people smile, whether they are, firefighters or maybe even bringing them to the teachers at your school, professors, janitors even. I remember let's see, that was probably a year or two ago. Yeah, I think it was about 2 years ago, and I made some treats and made a little gift basket for the janitor that cleaned the dorm building that I lived in at the time, and it was it was so meaningful for me to be able to do that because I saw her all the time. I was always, in, like, the common areas, and she was always cleaning up the common areas, and I knew her name, and I really created a friendship with her throughout that semester, and so when Christmas came, I just thought, "Oh, like, I kinda wanna give her something." And so I gave her a little Starbucks gift card and some cookies, and she ended up writing me a thank you note, and it was so sweet. And that is seriously one of the memories that I really cherish from my time, from that whole year of college. I think that was probably one of the biggest highlights was forming that relationship with that woman who worked at the school. So anytime that you can use this season and any of your gifts or talents. And if you're great at baking and you like to cook or anything like that, then that is a great way to put that to use throughout this season. But I just encourage you that whatever you are into, whether you want to do some hands-on volunteering or get really involved in your community and be promoting the title and really be, present in your hometown, during this time or using some talents or anything that you are really good at to be able to give back. I just encourage you that whatever you can do to really use this opportunity because this is a season that, only happens once a year. Christmas season only comes once every year. So this is probably the only Christmas season that you'll have with this title that you have right now because titles only last a year. And so definitely use this time and really get involved and do anything that you can to make a difference for somebody else during this Christmas season. Last night at the Christmas tree lighting, the mayor of Nashville said something that was I just thought really good. And he said, we've just kind of transitioned out of the season of gratitude, and now we're heading into the season of giving. And I've never really heard it presented that way, but Thanksgiving is such a time of gratitude, and then Christmas is about giving. And I thought that was really beautiful. So keep that with you that we just had this time of gratitude and we feel so so just full of love and light and blessings and thankfulness. And so now it's time to really shed that out into the world, shine that light, give back whatever you can, and spend time with the people who need it most. So, thank you so much for listening to another episode of Define Success. And I hope that you'll join me back in a couple weeks for the next episode. Have a great Christmas season, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.